It's funny how one phone call can change everything. I was standing in my kitchen, holding a store-bought pumpkin pie, smiling, ready to head out for Thanksgiving dinner with my family. Then my phone buzzed, my brother-in-law's name on screen. I picked up, expecting directions or a joke. But instead, he told me not to come.
Pause. Not to come.
That was the moment I realized, sometimes, the people who share your blood can be colder than strangers. If you've ever been rejected, underestimated, or made to feel like you don't belong, this story is for you. Hit that like button, subscribe, and let me tell you how I turned rejection into the most satisfying revenge Thanksgiving has ever seen. Thanksgiving had always been my favorite holiday. Not because of the food, though mom stuffing could make angels jealous, but because it was one day where everyone sat down, no excuses, and pretended to be family again. But this year was different. My sister and her husband, Tom, had taken over hosting duties. Tom was the kind of man who loved control, loud, confident, always trying to prove he was the alpha of every room. He'd always looked down on me. Maybe because I didn't have the high-paying job. Maybe because I didn't show off my life on Instagram. Or maybe because I didn't kiss up to him like everyone else did. That morning, I got the call. "Hey, listen," Tom said casually, "we're kind of keeping things small this year. Just close family, you know?" I laughed awkwardly. "Close family? I am close family." There was a pause. Then he said, "Yeah, well, you know what I mean." And the line went dead. I stood there, the pie in my hands, my reflection caught in the aluminum foil, realizing that this year, my family didn't want me there. That coldness cut deeper than I expected. I didn't cry. I just sat down and stared at the wall, the silence in my apartment suddenly heavier than ever. But then, an old name flashed in my mind, and I had been college roommates years ago. Back then, he was ambitious, smart, and a little crazy with dreams of building his own business. We'd lost touch after graduation, but I remembered he always made people feel welcome. On a whim, I texted him, "Hey man, long time. Happy Thanksgiving." To my surprise, his reply came within seconds. "Happy Thanksgiving. You celebrating anywhere?" I hesitated, then admitted the truth. "Got uninvited from my family dinner. Guess I'll just chill at home." He immediately replied, "Nonsense. You're coming here. Address is the same. Be here by 5. When I pulled up to Bob's house, I nearly thought I had the wrong address. It wasn't a house, it was a mansion. White stone, tall pillars, lights glowing like something out of a movie. I stepped inside, and the first thing that hit me was the smell: roasted turkey, cinnamon, and laughter. Bob saw me, grinned wide, and shouted, "You made it! Everyone, this is my old college buddy." The room erupted in cheers. People I'd never met smiled, shook my hand, and pulled me into conversation. For the first time that day, I felt like I belonged. Not because I was family by blood, but because I was welcomed by heart. As we ate, Bob told me about his life. He'd started a small tech firm right after college, and after years of failures and all-nighters, it finally exploded in success. He wasn't bragging, he was grateful. I noticed how his family treated everyone with warmth, respect, genuine interest. No one cared about status, money, or appearances. When dinner ended, Bob raised his glass. "To friendship, the family you choose for yourself." Those words hit me hard, because that's exactly what I had found: chosen family. Later that night, I took a photo, Bob, his wife, his kids, all smiling with me in the middle. "No bitterness, no fake smiles. Just real happiness." I captioned it, "Sometimes, being uninvited is the best thing that can happen to you. Because you realize who truly values you and who never did." I posted it online and went to bed. The next morning, my phone was blowing up. Hundreds of messages, thousands of likes. People from all over wrote comments like, "Man, this hit hard. Same thing happened to me last Christmas." Family isn't always blood. And buried among the notifications, a text from my sister. "Was that post about us?" I didn't reply. Some lessons are better left to sting in silence. Later that evening, Mom called. She apologized, said she didn't know Tom had excluded me. Apparently, Tom was furious because everyone at work had seen the post. It went viral locally. He'd become that guy, the petty brother-in-law who kicked family out on Thanksgiving. Karma has a beautiful sense of timing. Weeks later, my life began to change. That post caught the attention of a few media outlets. A podcast invited me to talk about chosen family. And guess who was watching quietly from the sidelines?
Tom.
One day, I got a call, not from my sister this time, but from him. "Hey, listen, maybe you could come over for Christmas?" he muttered. I smiled. "Thanks, Tom. But I already have plans with family."
Click.
The silence after that was the sweetest sound I'd ever heard. Looking back, that Thanksgiving taught me something profound. Revenge doesn't always come through shouting, anger, or confrontation. Sometimes, it's as simple as living well, being kind, and letting life expose the truth. When people push you away, don't chase them, replace them. Your worth doesn't shrink just because someone else fails to see it. And as for me, I gained something better than revenge. I gained peace. If this story hit home for you, hit that like button and tell me in the comments, have you ever been rejected only to realize it was the best thing that ever happened to you? Subscribe for more stories of karma, justice, and sweet, sweet revenge, because sometimes the best payback is just living your best life.